Well, hello, group number 10. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, let's see what this reading's about today. Let's jump straight in with the thinking cube. How does group 10 need to apply their thinking strategy today to this reading? Oh, they need to apply thinking. All right, so these are the questions. So apply. Group number 10, apply. Find out why this reading is important, how you could apply this information to a new situation, what you can predict from this, how can this be modified, how does this work, and what problems does it solve. So this is a thinking cube, an awesome piece of art, really. It's some awesome stuff. So apply is what you need to do for this reading. All right, so let's see. Group number 10, Cockatiel. All right, so Cockatiel enemy. Whoa. I went to say energy, but then I said enemy. Okay, prompts for the reading. Cockatiel, listen. Wow. Someone drinking too much? I have tea, by the way. I hope you're staying hydrated. All right, so the Cockatiel, listen. I'm hearing that in two forms. Listen and listen. So take that as a hard, strong message or a soft spoken one. Okay, and then so I like to pick light and dark for oracles. So you're embodying or needing to embody the listen energy, and the Cockatiel is coming to you today in your reading. And also you've got card number 12. So this is either talking about masculine, feminine, or needing to balance out your intuition versus your physical reality. So her knowledge runs deep. So this is in combination. For me, this is talking about your spirit animal speaking to you. And you knowing that your spirit animal is telling you the truth. So see how she's like holding a book there? She's like... So the Cockatiel is in the day and she's placed in the night. So when I say he or she, not gender specific, I'm just talking about the placement of energy and what's going on in the environment of the card. So she's looking quite balanced with how she feels, and I mentioned before, masculine and feminine energies being balanced. She knows enough about each that her knowledge runs deep. And she's also, he and she, is also conversing with spirit, and they are listening clearly. You are listening clearly. So let's jump right into your reading. So I think if you're a deep listener, then you're a deep thinker. This is what brings you progression towards your leadership. So I'll just bring it back down into the physical form and come out of spiritual information. So we're talking about listening, applying your listening skills and applying your knowledge. So this is deep thinking, deep listening, talking about progression. So progression in this card with the wallaby is talking about feminine. So balancing, listening and balancing thinking. So in that thinking sense, that brings in healing, embodies personal power, then enables your willpower. So I'm just going to hold that there for a second, because this energy is talking about an inner knowing, and because you're able to see things. Now, the secret keeper is someone who does listen. If they didn't listen, they wouldn't know any secrets to keep. So hence why the young girl in this book is having to hold having to hold on some sort of wisdom or information. She's holding it very close to her chest. It's like she's guarding it, but there's also a sense of inner peace, but there's a sense of protection over something she feels passionate about. So it's, in a sense, it was like it was worth you listening in the first place. Secret Keeper, Leadership, number 37. Mind, Body, Spirit, and Questioning Illusions, or Bringing Down Conclusions. Leadership. You are no longer the supporting cast. You are the leading man or woman. Take initiative and lead the way for others to follow. You will be judged by the company you keep and those you admire. So, stepping into this leader role, it's kind of like secrets will be released. And then the next card we've got 4, Flying and Falling. What do you need to be free of, and are you ready to take the risks and fly solo? What do you need to feel empowered? So, tapping into yourself, what's your inner higher self telling you need to listen to? Where are you taking a leap of faith, and where are you stepping right forward with certainty? So let's read around the cards. 10 of Swords, 1-7. The Marvelous God. So this is talking about revelation, protects from sadness, gives revelations in dreams. Ooh. Dreams. Okay, so you're protecting energy of the subconscious, information of revelation of dreams. Okay, so there's something about the dream state, and then you've got the Magician. All right, so Sagittarius house of evolution. So you've got the Marvelous God appearing here. So this is higher education, higher information, more communication. This is coming into spirituality, tapping into philosophy, regaining with your religions. This is like binding ideas and concepts around to how you apply those movements in life. So Capricorn house. So the Capricorn house, this is like your responsibility. So you're responsible for the magic that you produce. I'm talking about how you choose to speak, spell, and the hawk comes to you about messages. Right? So when we step into leadership roles or taking up the responsibility, people tend to critique at our instabilities. That's cool. Secret Keeper, Record Keeper. So Magician, the first card. So the tarot starts at 0 with the Fool, but then you've got number 1 with the Magician. So it's the first number card of the tarot, but the second actual card of the tarot. So it's like, it gives me the sense of taking the leap of faith for the first step. So stepping into the unknown, believing in something that you can't see in yet. Magician energy. Revelation. So this is like something coming to mind about you having some sort of realization. Now it has to do with you and awareness to your intuition and with spirit, because we've got spirit energy here with the cat. In your Aquarius house, so this is the house of sharing. You got the 9 of Pentacles, so you've gone from 1 to 10 in Pentacles, then you've got the Knight and the Page and then the Knight, apologies. So in terms of Pentacles and values, you've got a lot of good ground friendships that have been grounded into the way that you conduct yourself, because it's sitting over the card number 38. So lovingly speak your truth. So let's talk about this, because the magician has the ability, right? The magician has the ability to do either or, right? He's got two options there on his hands. And left or right, good or bad, in and out, 50-50. I see how there's one sword pointing towards him, a wand, he's got a cup and a pentacle. So essentially right now the magician is operating as spirit and with spirit and to spirit. So he, the magician, uses all the elements in terms of perspective. So I just want to zone in on this a little bit further. So the magician, to be a magical person, is someone who is able to balance all elements of life. And he's doing that right now. And spirit is connecting and paying attention. So this means that you have the attention of others, or the things that you're ready to speak up about is people are ready to listen, because you've been listening long enough. You've been following suit. You've been doing your homework. And there's love here, so it's like you're seeing the truth. 33, you're seeing the truth over mind, body and spirit, which is like a sense of clarity over separating your casual body versus your soul body. So physical body, soul body, this is talking aura energy, versus your spiritual energy, your spiritual house. So love, you're able to identify with those things. Your relationship with yourself and others needs reassessing. So open up to love others, open up to love others by unblocking negativity. So embrace love without fear and make it unconditional. So when you step into this magician energy, it's important for you to check yourself. It's like, am I operating from a place of love, or am I doing this from intent of fear? So when you're operating in your relationships, are you assessing whether this reciprocal information and communication and energy is actually good for me? Does this person make me feel good? Do they say things that are beneficial to my growth? Do they come from a place of love? These are things you need to assess in terms of your relationship of yourself, how you think of yourself, how you perceive yourself, and then the relationships you keep with others. Because when you step into this leadership role, you're needing to identify why you put your energy and where you put it and how you do it. It shows a lot about who we are and how we operate and why we do things. So it's easy to see if you're coming from a place of love or a place of fear. As a leader, their people can see if they're coming from a place of love or a place of fear. It's like that dog, that wolf over there. It's like they can smell fear from a mile away. It's like the second you start sweating, they can sense it. And you know what I mean? The wolves, they'll take the fear, because it's a sign of weakness. Right? You're showing fear to them, therefore you're scared of being attacked by it. So set things straight, understand why you have placements with these people and things, so you can be assured that what you're doing is for the right reasons. Even though it is, I think that every now and then we need to double check, because we might have the right intentions, but we have the wrong people around us. So therefore, that can manipulate some of that magician energy that you're projecting and working with. Just give me a second, guys. I have a call coming in. some tea. Revive. I don't know, have you seen those revive, survive things, signs on the roads? If you've been driving around Australia. And they do the trivia questions too. I think that's cool. Don't know why that's relevant. You might be traveling for work. All right. So let's dive into like Nine of Pentacles. So like in terms of leadership, you've worked your way up the ranks. In terms of your financials have reflected that, or will reflect that when you step in and speak up and start. Okay, so this happens when you start doing this. Lovingly speak your truth. So be mindful that when you reassess these aspects in your life, you're reassessing your vulnerability, and that is your strength, right? Because people will try and take you down through weaknesses, but if you can justify and identify exactly what your weaknesses are, you are your best judge, right? We put a suit on, or we put a nice office attire, or we put our high vis on, and we put our boots on, and we go to work. So therefore we are projecting a perceived image of ourselves to the outer world, yet you're only giving off so much to the outer world, whereas underneath those clothes, underneath your aura and underneath your soul body, there's emotions and thoughts and things happening inside, and there's some connections happening. So for someone who's able to connect all the dots, are able to perceive the outcome a lot quicker and more accurately. And as a leader, you're needing to do this quicker than others, and this is why, or maybe how, you're leading people with your work. Okay, vulnerability is your strength, so embrace it. You know, we've all got our flaws. It's better we know what they are than someone else to tell us before us, right? So we're talking about cleansing here. So cleansing, purification, and responsibility. So you are responsible for you. Spirit's saying that whatever deception has been caused by you, or to you, because there's this sense of the King of Swords in your Pisces house. So transcendence versus the ten of Sticks. So it's like, what's going on here is that you're having to transcend how you relate to people. So you're transcending something to do with transcending secrets and partnerships, versus you're having to relate to your close ones in the sense of awareness in terms of karma. So you need to be doing karma checks on people to make sure that you're on the right path as well, because our higher self projects things and signs and symbols and other things for us to understand and learn, and these are confirmations and checkpoints to know where we are in life. All right, so King of Swords here, spirits come through twice here, so the owl and the owl. King of Swords, Pisces house, transcendence. So there's a sense of a concern for the past. So there's something about someone watching over your house, or being too close to your internal space. It's like they don't show their face, but you know they're there and you've seen them before. You've seen, maybe for some of you this is a simple message, but for those of you with a higher profile, you could be attracting someone who's wanting to stalk you or watch your house. So Spirit's wanting you to be mindful of that as you escalate and elevate in different aspects of our life, and especially stepping up as being a leader. Spirit's wanting you to be mindful of that communication with the bat there in the background. So, you know, if you're outside or sort of somewhere, if you're somewhere and you're thinking about home and you happen to cross a bat passes you, that's an indication that there's a sense of someone's thinking about or wanting to impede on your personal space. So that's Spirit saying that's a symbol and a warning to let you know that you need to keep yourself in check, because that warning is that someone's planning a counterattack, right? So for you to maintain your leadership status and maintain the goodness of your heart, Spirit's working with you to communicate, to keep you aware of what's happening around your sacred space. because you do have this dragonfly in the back here, which is a sense of like over the second sword. So there's a sense of higher, I'm getting multiple, I'm hearing multiple belief systems and concepts. So like, this is like spirituality, this is house and foundation and home, and this is like the idea of transforming, and this is like the law, so the things you live by. So that feels like all of that is being governed by that card, especially these are the things that you're transcending. So a lot of that is reflected because things are ready to come out of the dark. So by you stepping up and progressing, this is a natural thing. It's a natural occurrence. So as we step into the light, the things that were in the dark come to light as well. So the Hierophant sitting down here in your Leo house, which is the house of will, fun and creativity. So there's a higher knowing and a perspective coming in terms of, I'm not feeling a lot of frivolous energy around creativity, because in this energy it's a sense of like you speaking your truth and knowing that is certain. But then the Magician comes in with the Temperance. So I am getting a little bit of creativity, but also some sort of scientific values and factual evidence and things that are coming together with divine timing. So there's the cat down here as well, which is counteracting the angel energy in your Gemini house. So this is like communication, what you're choosing to speak and spell about, what you're teaching, so how you're taking in past lessons and perceiving those lessons and helping others to be aware with more practical thinking. Because when we're reading and writing, we're creating our future. So Spirit's very heavily much on you, set on continuing to write, to do your reading and writing, because this is keeping you at a good level up, to keep you ahead of the game. So keep reading and keep writing, keep applying concepts that don't belong together and find relativity within them. This keeps you strategic and ahead of the game. And because you're operating with Spirit, no one can really count where your next step is. So, gives revelations to dreams. So the dream state is of very big significance to you. All right. 8 of Swords down here in your Taurus house. So this is house of concrete values. This is like how you think about valuing money, how you think about valuing whatever you choose to keep in your life, the things around you, how you buy things, what you choose to buy, how you value your personal resources, the things you keep for yourself. So this is like contradicting energy here. So it's like in the mirror, there's a sense of seeing one thing but a reflecting of the other. So this is like a sense of soul searchings, in terms of, I think soul searching is another term for shadow work, or at least that's how I've applied that thinking in this sense, you know. It's like even the mirror is your shadow, so it's like you're not being able to run away from your shadow anymore. It's perhaps working into this role, you've had to use your ego to climb the ranks, but now when you become a leader, that's completely different. It's like when you're stepping into that leader role, you're needing to identify both good and bad in yourself, find strength in speaking the truth, find fact and experience, and we're all part of. For a leader, we need to learn and we need to teach as we learn. So remember that we are always the student as long as we're teaching. Learn from yourself is the quickest way to learn. And if you need to learn more, learn from others. If you want clarity, get it from others. But learn from yourself first. Yeah, because that reminds me of like deception. Look within first, then look external. And this is talking about being abundant within your knowledge, in your spiritual wealth, within your leadership skills. This is abundance in your capability to continue to deliver creative projects. This is an abundance of creative ideas because you've got the formula, the functions, and they work together. And you're working with spirit nicely. So there's a sense of balancing the need to let goes, because it's like right now you're focusing on balancing your work and keeping everything adjust, right? Abundance and deception, keep checking in. Abundance and deception, keep checking in. Abundance and deception, am I actually shooting straight? Two of Pentacles, your ships are coming in, like while you're working in that back and forth ebb and flow energy. So, an inner journey is what makes the successful leader. Have they done the inner work, and are they helping others to do the same? Or are they helping cause illusions? Yeah, alright. I feel like we're going to read for these now. Read the card meanings. Which so this talks about law, wisdom, and light for your magical path. So this was your dark side card, which was her knowledge runs deep. So this is what people don't know about you. They don't know that you've worked really hard to become a leader. They don't know that how you operate is very special, and it's insignificant to others because you're operating from a level of authenticity. You can't be beaten. Okay. Her knowledge runs deep. Number 87. 3. Sorry. It doesn't even exist. It says there, not 3. Okay. There are times when we must learn and when we drift between the worlds. The beating of the drum and the time fades. And when we enter a kind of space in which we all wish to do is to drink in its knowledge. She isn't such in a space now, reading from teachers from far distant lands, swept away in their stories and lessons. And somehow there is a transference, a transmission of energy, and she begins to discover what lies beyond this world. Ooh, that's heavy. Okay. In this way, we learn, and with this knowledge, we can grow. We can learn to create, to solve, to identify, and to understand. Right? That was cool. To create, to solve, to identify, to understand. That which is not within our immediate experience. The glamour of a faraway place, the travelling, the meeting of wondrous souls, and it all can be done in the world. Yes, indeed. But there is wonder. There is wonder, journeys, the good, the true, and be gleaned from books. This day, think of those books that have served you. Think of what it is you wish to know, and immerse yourself in the development of your abilities through the sacred work of the book witch. She will be at the book. She will be at the books for hours. But eventually, the cat she shall feed. Eventually, the cat shall be fed, and in the meantime, the mouse will help the fairies. The fairies devour their offerings, at least until her candle burns low. So the meaning of this card is magical study, a time to learn, the enchantment of wise books. Yeah, cool. So the reverse meaning of this, I always read the reverse because it's this or that, right? Feeling that all learning must be experiential and practical. Okay, so we're talking about things being the experience and having to think about them in a practical way. refusing to contemplate that which can be learned through the application of mind. That just sounds like ignorance to me. Alright. Okay, just a reminder, how many people of you, not even a reminder, I'm going to ask you a question. How many people have stood into leadership roles and then abused their position of power? This reading's about not being that person. Because once you get to that leadership role, you're then learning from yourself and redeveloping every moment of every day. Because everyone has something new to teach you. And the fact that you failed to pick up that lesson from that person or that energy, that's your loss. So this is the type of mentality you as a leader has. Listen. Cockatiel. Let's hear from the Cockatiel. Page 30. Listen. Who sings that song? I feel like, if any of you know it, that was meant for you. Cockatiel. So listen. Rising above, colour therapy, and self-talk. When the cockatiel perches in your world, he asks that you listen to what others have to say. You may hear some useful advice and grow your understanding of yourself and others. Keep your ears open, as there are good opportunities for dreams chasing around you right now. Cockatiel stresses that the importance of the colour, and as the form of healing, if you have been attracted to dark colours, try lightening them up or wearing something a bit brighter. If you have been caught up in gossip, be mindful to rise above the drama. When you say about others reflects on you, when you feel confident and comfortable within yourself, there is no room or desire for gossip or drama. Direct your energy to where it is wanted. Welcome and be valued. Be mindful that negative words lower your vibrational energy, so be aware of your self-talk. Talk to yourself with peace, kindness, and encouragement. Call on the cockatiel's energy for help when you're chasing your dreams, to learn how to actively listen when you need more colour in your world, or for help staying away from the drama. The advice is don't get caught up in the drama, just listen, because that's when we learn the most. Advice was don't get caught up in the drama. The energy in the body is talking and referring to the base chakra and the throat chakra. So the color therapy and energy for the chakra is red and blue. The mantra, say it with me, I am full of color and light. Again, I am full of color and light. One last time. I am full of color and light. Well, awesome leaders. Well, I hope that you can apply this, some sort of, I hope you can apply why or something in this reading was important to you. And I hope that you apply this information to a new situation. And tell me what you can predict from this. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my content. You can also check out the star sign readings here. We've also got deck flip-throughs. We've also got TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So don't miss out. Check it out. Take care of yourself. Lead with glee. Does that mean? Lead with a smile. All right, I love your work. I love the leader's work. Stay strong, do the self-work, and I'll see you in the next reading. All right, bye.